We have seen many collisions on the road, but have you ever seen a collision or explosion that occurred on the ocean? This may be news to you, but thousands of accidents happen while boats are out at sea. Today we'll be walking you through some crazy stories of boat collisions and mistakes that were caught on camera. To start this countdown, we have a fiery explosion that erupted on a ship docked in a major global port in Dubai. Authorities said a huge explosion erupted aboard a cargo ship docked in one of the world's largest ports late Wednesday, sending vibrations across the United Arab Emirates economic hub. The fire erupted into massive orange flames aboard a vessel at the critical Jebel Ali port, the busiest in the Middle East, located on the Arabian Peninsula's eastern coast. The explosion sent a shockwave through Dubai's skyscraper-studded metropolis, shaking walls and windows as far as 25 kilometers or 15 miles away from the port. Residents in high-rises were terrified when a flaming orb lit the night sky. It was unclear how much damage the huge port and adjacent goods had sustained. Footage of the aftermath was uploaded on social media, showing burned containers, ashes, and strewn trash. The explosion's size and brightness implied the existence of a highly flammable material. Moving on to number 7 on our list is when a cargo ship and a tanker collided off the coast of Shanghai. Two smaller container ships on feeder routes in China's Yangtze River collided overnight near Shanghai, causing one of the ships to capsize. The catastrophe claimed the lives of at least 3 sailors. The rescue attempts were organized by the Shanghai Maritime Search and Rescue Center. The incident began when the Oceania, a 21,770 DWT container ship, lost power due to a suspected electrical problem with its steering gear. It was in the Yangtze River's estuary's deep water channel at the time. The Oceania is a 7-year-old vessel that is 564 feet long and has a carrying capacity of 1,700 TEUs. Our 6th biggest ship collision is when the Russian carrier cargo ship slammed into a highway bridge in Busan. A Russian cargo ship went off course and collided with a bridge near Busan, South Korea. As to why this occurred, it was later discovered that the skipper had been inebriated. The 5,998-ton Sea Grand, constructed in 1986, slammed into the side of the Gwangan Bridge at approximately 4:20 p.m. local time, according to the Korea Coast Guard. The collision, according to local sources, created a large hole in the bottom portion of the bi-level bridge, which was closed for safety reasons. Fortunately, the event resulted in no injuries. After having fled the scene, the Coast Guard apprehended the cargo ship. The captain was breathalyzed and determined to have a blood alcohol concentration of 0.086%, which was much higher than the permissible limit of 0.03%. According to a Coast Guard officer, consuming alcohol on board a vessel is legal as long as the individual does not control the ship, and it is still unclear if the captain was steering the ship at the time of the event. The vessel, owned by the Russian business Grand Marine, was bringing steel coils back to its home port of Vladivostok when the event occurred owing to a sailor's error. I'll save you the trouble of pulling up a map. They were very off course. For moment number 5 on our list, we have when the giant cruise ship MSC Armonia lost control and crashed into a dock in Honduras. This video pretty much speaks for itself. A massive cruise ship slammed into a wharf in Roatan, Honduras, a famous Caribbean resort. The MSC Armonia, which can carry up to 2,679 passengers, had landed at Roatan at 11 a.m. on April 10th when the event occurred. MSC Cruises sent an email in response to the event. While maneuvering alongside, the ship strayed from her path and brushed the end of the pier for reasons that are still being thoroughly explored, says the report. According to the company's statement, the damage to the ship was modest. Honduran Port State Control officials authorized the ship to continue its trip despite the needed repairs. As soon as the situation was resolved, the ship sailed for Belize on time the next morning. All passengers and around 721 crew members were unharmed. MSC Cruises did not respond to a request for further information. I thought these videos would make me afraid to ride on boats, but this one is making me more afraid to stand on boat docks. For moment number 4, we have footage of the sinking giant cargo ship, the Stellar Banner. The Stellar Banner, a very large ore carrier, or VLOC, was sunk off the coast of Brazil as seen in this film. 3 months after running aground carrying iron ore, the ship was deliberately destroyed. After leaving a Vale loading facility in Maranhão, Brazil, the Marshall Islands-registered Stellar Banner had sustained damage. On February 24, 2020, the vessel ran aground around 100 kilometers off the coast of Sulu. The ship was en route to Qingdao, China, with 306,000 tons of iron ore on board. Salvors successfully removed about 145,000 tons of iron ore, and the vessel was refloated to examine the ship's condition. The MV Stellar Banner was hired by Brazilian mining giant Vale to deliver iron ore from Brazil to China. It's an eerie image seeing the ship dive down into the water as it sinks, almost as if it's starting one last voyage. Next up, we have the collision of the CSL Virginia with the Ulysses. This incident, in which a ferry slammed into an anchored container ship in the Mediterranean, has been blamed on officers using their cell phones while on duty. During a normal journey between Genoa and Tunis in October last year, the Tunisian-flagged Roro Ulysses collided with the 54,592 gross ton container ship CSL Virginia amidships while cruising at 19 knots off the coast of Corsica. The leaked fuel oil that resulted from the crash necessitated a massive cleanup effort, and it took 5 days to separate the two ships. According to a study released in July by the French investigating authority BEMER, the ferry's watchkeeper's accumulated tiredness and family and personal problems may have played a role. Investigators discovered that the officer, who was alone on the bridge at the time, was positioned in a chair with a poor view ahead of him. Only 7 minutes before the crash, he was kept occupied with personal conversations on his phone before walking to the chart table behind closed curtains to fill in the logbook and draw a point on the chart. One of the two sets of binoculars on the ferry's bridge was also found to be faulty, and the ship's X-band radar was turned off. Investigations found that the vessel had been in many close-quarters situations during its 13 days at anchor, with a number of ships passing it at less than 0.3 nautical miles. This goes to show you why the first day on the job is learning about safety rules, and why you should always pay attention during training and while on the job. Our second biggest ship crash moment is a container ship colliding with a Panamax bulk carrier in the Singapore Strait. As you can see in the video, at about 2,330 LT, the container ship Sinar Solo collided with the Panamax bulk carrier Tahoe Australia in the Singapore Strait off the coast of Lagoy Riau Islands, Indonesia. The cargo deck section of the Sinar Solo was damaged to the starboard side, and numerous containers were also damaged. The bulk carrier received little damage and was permitted to resume her trip immediately after the incident. She was on her route from Santos, Brazil to Shanghai, China. Hopefully she's able to get there without bumping into any more smaller ships. Now for our number one boat collision, we have the collision of the Carnival Glory and the Carnival Legend. This was the moment when two massive cruise ships crashed in the port of Cozumel, Mexico's Caribbean resort, greatly damaging the 290-meter vessel and leaving passengers startled. According to Carnival Corp, the world's largest cruise operator, 6 people were slightly injured on the massive ship named Carnival Glory. Carnival stated that the ship's itineraries were unaffected, so there wasn't a great loss. Just kidding. I've never paid to fix a cruise ship, but judging from the video, I don't think I have enough money in my wallet to cover the repairs. So what do you think about all these immensely expensive collisions and mistakes? Have you ever witnessed collisions in person, or know of any that we didn't mention? If yes, then you should leave a comment about your stories below in the comment section. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and family. We'll see you in the next video. Take care, and goodbye.